Hello guys, it's me, Maximum Color, back again. Just kidding, I'm not actually leaving. Gotta make sure you guys have someone commentating. We don't want a repeat of that previous match. We got Dansta this time versus EricVanWilderman. Checking out the scores here, we have got EricVanWilderman in, not really 7th place. Looks like this is actually going to be his first match so far. Meanwhile, he is playing against Dansta, who has a single loss so far, resting in there, tied up around the 10th-ish place. So very similar to our previous match, Dansta is fighting to bring himself up in the standards. Meanwhile, EricVanWilderman is making his debut appearance in this match. This is a pre-recorded match, just to make sure everybody knows. Commentary, however, is indeed live. All right, Eric versus Dansta. We are off. Dansta looks like he's having a little bit of trouble loading in, unfortunately. Reach the goal after defeating all 12 Pokies. All right, Toadette versus Luigi. Here we go. Looks like we have not yet seen a Pokey. Will they be hidden throughout the level, or will they all be lumped together at the same spot, like we've seen so many times before? Dansta finding himself a Yoshi and a Fire Flower. Moving forth, this spot that Eric is in will certainly be much easier for Dansta with this Yoshi. Just ignoring these spikes, choosing not to take the spring with him. Any of these springs, really. Interesting decision. Who knows? They might be important in the end, or they might not be. Seeing the goal, seeing the flagpole, but no Pokies so far. All right, Eric seems to have found the Pokies. They're all hidden within this area. All right. So while Eric roasts them with his fireballs, Dansta is instead feeding them to his loyal pet, Yoshi. Oh, and the Fire Flower comes in and actually causes more trouble than it is doing good for Dansta, but Eric manages to hit the flagpole first and immediately get bounced right on off the edge there. Dansta is following close behind with that clear condition and hops right on up to the flagpole, tying the game up 1-1. Moving on to a versus level. I'm assuming this is designed for versus. Reach the goal after defeating at least 4 Goombas. And it looks like there's plenty of Goombas to go around. Eric takes the goal. Easy peasy, no problem. And Dansta, again, just knocking out some Goombas and just taking them all from the start. I mean, I can see where this might be difficult for a versus multiplayer level, although whoever takes the top path definitely has it easiest. Eric moving on to Junior's Metallic Ride. Yes, expert, everybody. Yes, I'm not entirely sure why levels like that are an expert, but I mean, they're just free clears for our players. We are at 2-2. Eric trying hard to dodge this nightmare of a boss. Unfortunately, gets defeated by Junior's Metallic Ride. I suppose that's exactly what we're looking at right here. I mean, should I just call that a good level? It gets straight to the point. Its title is very descriptive. I'm not entirely sure what we're waiting on here, but it is nice to see. It's very clever how the arena is getting smaller every boss cycle. Bouncing back and forth, and here we go. Eric manages to get through, finding an on-off switch, and he gets blasted. Unfortunately, it does look like you might need the knowledge or an extremely fast reaction time to know or to get through that part, because you do have to do a ground pound immediately out of the door. Dansta getting hit by the same trap, facepalm there. Both of our runners are appalled by how cheap of a trick that was. Alright, but both of them know now. They should be good to go. Eric defeating the boss again, getting in there. Hopefully he will get the ground pound immediately. And he does, and decides to wait smartly and safely hovers down to take the third clear, getting the axe. And while we're moving down to ice, Eric taking us down to ice country. Dansta having some issues. He's having to manually defeat Bowser Jr. here. Not sure what went on, but he is making it work in his favor. Eric having a death on the... looks like he might have died to the ice physics there. Dansta taking that axe, tying the game up. And let's take a closer look at what's going over here on Eric's side. He's getting the... ooh, getting those coins. That ice physics... oh, those ice physics are definitely making it hard to grab all of them. I completely see why this is an expert here. And he manages to get through. I believe without all of the red coins. Or maybe he did get all the red coins and I just didn't see him get one of them. Dansta definitely not getting all of them. Moving through. Restarting there. Eric grabbing another key from a boss fight and moving into a room full of one-ups. Lovely, lovely mushrooms, and finds that gold tape. Great job, Eric. Dansta this time going for all the red coins. Wow. Ooh, very cleverly stopping himself on the wall there to keep those ice physics from messing with him, but unfortunately does die to the thwomp immediately after. He does seem to have a nice consistent strategy there, though, and climbs the thwomps effortlessly, easily grabbing all the coins this time. And getting on through. All he's got to do is get through that boss fight now, and he will be home free. Eric taking a, unfortunately, kind of slow route up. And finding his way up to the top of the level, finding some pipes, ignoring all of them, moving around. He does see the goal. Goal is in sight. How do we get to it? That's the question. Will this key door lead there? It does look like Dansta managed to get himself a win as well, tying it up 4-4. Eric doing some fancy tiny triple jumps. And looking for his way up. He's starting over. Starting over. Dansta moving through, finding his way up, climbing this very slow chamber, while Eric is in a room. That's all I can really call it. It's a strange little room. And making his way up, up, up to the heavy side layer, trying to go for the triple jump over the spikes. And even if he landed that, even if he got over the spikes, which I'm not even sure you can do in this version of the game anymore, that would have been an insanely precise move to land in between those spikes. Getting the door is definitely the way to go on this. And Eric is deciding to just skip the level. He doesn't know where the door is at. He doesn't want to deal with it. Same with Dansta. Dansta is deciding to just end the level. Moving on to the Fickle Stars of Stiletto Skies. Beautiful, beautiful title. Very poetic. While Eric is having a field day over here, just stomping thwomps. How do they like it? How do you like getting stepped on? Finding himself a checkpoint. Excellent. And a nice fancy flying boot, as well as some stars that he has to avoid, otherwise he will fall through his platform. Who is technically still an enemy, even though they have put aside their differences temporarily. Oh, and unfortunately Eric decides that he cannot partner with that particular thwomp any longer. He's too rude. Called him names on the bus. But that's okay. We have an infinite amount of Toadettes here to work with, and an infinite amount of Thwomp buddies. Dansta making the same choice. Probably not a choice on either of their ends, but hey. They both fell for it. Eric carefully avoiding the stars. He wants to make good friends with his friend Mr. Thwomp here. Wants to live in peace with him. And he successfully leaves his good buddy in safety, climbing into the sewage pipe. Moving as fast as he can. Nice little anti-star run, avoiding the stars. Ooh, grabs a star, jumps out of the boot. I'm not sure where he was meant to land there. I did not see anything for him to land on. It might have been that he went too fast and there was actually a thwomp at the beginning to ride on. Let's see. Alright, here's the ride. Dansta figures it out. Riding on this nice long platform of thwomps. Eric is just behind him. We're both looking at the same airship here. And Dansta decides to climb up the airship and go to the top. He might be regretting his decision at this point. It does not seem to be the way to go. Meanwhile, Eric is trying to avoid this huge onslaught of stars. Not a problem at all, though. They're far and away from him. Alright, setting that gate to block off any pesky stars that want to follow him. And finding his way down, a pipe at the right end of the screen, moving through, grabbing the mushroom for the 5th clear. Dansta racing through. Unfortunately, he cannot move too quickly across this platform, for it is a form of autoscroll. We have almost one screen puzzle. Does that mean it's almost a puzzle or it's almost on one screen? So far, it's more than one screen. Oh, and it is a checkpoint. Wow, interesting. Not sure what the title's meaning just yet, but it does look to be a puzzle level. Not many runners will stick with puzzle levels, at least not for very long. We'll see if Eric sticks with this. I'm not too familiar with him. He might be a master puzzle solver. Dansta going in, getting his own mushroom for his 5th clear as well. Level beended. And Eric decided to skip it. Gave it a little longer than most runners would, but in the end, decided that it was in his best interest to move forward. And he's moving forward to Les Clous Dangereux. I might be completely sounding terrible, but sounds dangerous. That's what I'm getting out of it. Dansta's skipping that puzzle level almost immediately. While Eric going through, what is that? Is that a Windows logo? Moving through his level. And climbing up to these claws. An interesting vertical auto scroller. Don't see too many of those. Both of our runners are effectively at the exact same point. Just climbing up vines, climbing up the tower. How high does it go? Dansta trying to move a little bit faster, trying to get as fast as he can, and ends up hitting an off-screen icicle. Very, very unfortunate for him. It did result in a pretty hefty time loss. Well, not too hefty. He did have a checkpoint, it seems, which is nice, but it did put him behind Eric. Eric is just one screen above him, but Dansta is catching up remarkably fast, considering it is an auto scroll. Eric bouncing over those little life preservers. And Eric taking a death. And it looks like he got spat out back at the beginning somehow. Oh! What? Eric's surprised. As surprised as I am. Oh, I see it now. He hits the golden orb of victory, which is hidden behind that yellow, or in front of that yellow glass. Wow. Clever. Clever indeed. Another 6-1 level. Thank you, Chad, for pointing out the coincidence of that. And Dansta just finding his way right over immediately. Taking a clear, I believe putting him into the lead. Seven to 6. And Eric follows right after 77. We got 40 seconds left on the clock here. And we are tied up. Will Dansta be able to use these 30 seconds to take himself a lead? Or will we be going into overtime on our very first match here? Oh, so far, it's not looking too great for Dansta. I didn't catch the world record on this level, but I somehow doubt that it was less than 15 seconds. And here we go. I'm calling it. We are going into overtime, folks. Eric versus Dansta. Begin. Ooh, Dansta's still exploring this level, finding rooms full of thwomps, spikes, and everything. Everything not nice. All right, we will be moving on. What will be our overtime level? Looks like Dansta is counting the levels, trying to figure out where to go. I'm not sure what he's doing over there. Eric is doing the exact same thing, just making sure they are on the same level. And moving forward, if anyone would like to translate this, not sure what it says here. I'm sorry, reading chat here. Spikes, thwomps, and things that go chomp, kind of like that. I'm gonna steal that at some point. Who is this by? Nanar? Nanar. Okay, looks like we've got a little bit of delay here. Eric, talking with his viewers, talking with his fans, having a good time. I noticed he has quite the nifty little setup back there. It looked like he might have like a life-size Bulbasaur doll or something behind that chair. Oh, and here we are. Here we are, moving on into the level. 12-second world record. Both of them are paused and waiting. Eric taking the first restart. Well, Dansta is still waiting for something. All right, yes, it looks like, as our representative is mentioning in the chat, we have a little bit of miscommunication there. Figuring some stuff out. Looks like this will not be our level. Dansta exploring the level anyway, finding what glories there are to be had. All right, now that the awkwardness is a little bit over, moving forward to hopefully our real level with a 9-second world record. Note to self. I'm not sure if that's the translation for the level name, but I would like to believe that it is called Note to Self. I like that name. Who got that? That was so close. I think Eric got it by... Yeah, Eric got it by, a fifth of a second? That was crazy. Oh. Wow, that was over so fast that I almost didn't even see it. And Eric did get the world record. Excellent job. Actually, they both... No, they did not both tie for the world record. All right, yes. Eric got the world record. Instance before, you can see Eric's me on Dansta's screen. showing right in front of him. Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's crazy. Talk about a photo finish. All right, well, the win is going to EricVanWilderman. And I'd like to take this opportunity just to point out that we are looking for more commentators over here with the GSA. If anyone is interested in commentating, as we've been stepping up our game, getting more and more matches out to you guys, we are having a little bit of a commentator shortage. So anyone who is interested and confident speaking to other people, maybe hit us up on the Discord. And we're off Dansta and EricVanWilderman versing each other in this happy little level. I don't know why that made me smile. I liked how they bounced off the note block and like hit that little switch and everything changed. It's very simple, but it was fun. What is this? It's like a baby Mecha Bowzilla. Little baby. Mecha Babezilla. Woo! Eric finding the clear already, getting that first win in there before the 1 minute mark is over. Great job. Great job. Dance is still having trouble with that Mecha Babezilla over there. Eric taking a little trip over to Hyrule. Leaving Toadette behind for a while. Switching on over to Link. Everyone's favorite overpowered character. Eric wondering what's going on over there and finding his second clear already. Another quick level. Dansta still fighting that little Bowzilla over there. Well, I'm not even sure what just hit him. It looks like he might have gotten hit by a fireball before it even spawned. But here we are, 2-0 in Eric's favor. EricVanWilderman having to find 162 coins, while Dansta is finding his first clear over here, trying to catch up, trying to close that gap. Honestly, with everything else that we've seen in this series, he's actually one clear at this point is not too bad. And it looks like we're on like a Pac-Man level. That's kind of cool, I guess. Over on Eric's side. I think it will be key to take out these ants. It will definitely make things much easier. Meanwhile, Dansta is taking he's taking his own try in Hyrule, and unfortunately, taking the damage, taking the fall. Starting back over. And Eric making good use of that star, taking out as many as he can, but unfortunately, it does look like they are spawning infinitely, so he's just trying to find his way into those more dangerous coins. He is out of stars. He's used every one of his power pellets, and he has a single coin remaining. He's got to get one more, and it is in the heart. You can see the focus and concentration on his face as he gets in there. He manages to get in. Oh, and he lands on the spike. So unfortunate. Dansta not charging, but slaying through these Deku Baba and getting to the flagpole and marching off past the castle back to his homeland, tying it up 2-2. Eric deciding he no longer wants to attempt to do the Pac-Man level. Dansta, let's see if he can get that. That could be a good. If Dansta has the foresight to realize that he does need to get those more dangerous coins in the center before he runs out of stars, then he might be able to take this out and maybe catch up a little bit, have a little bit of a boost over his competitor. However, it does seem that he is using his stars rather liberally so far, so hopefully he does not meet the same fate. He's already gotten that lethal coin that took out Eric, and Eric getting blasted from the side by a bullet bill. Having the same problem, same exact spot. Dansta getting very close to getting all of the coins here, and he still has another star remaining. Eric slowly making his way around, being very careful not to get hit by the same bullets. And while Dansta trying to find his way, carefully slip in between his enemies. And it looks like he's going to get the last of the coins, and he might be able to get away safely. And he does. Does it lead to victory, though? It absolutely does. Dansta takes his third clear, defeating the Pac-Man level, while Eric is engaged in fierce combat with the Gate Guardian himself, Hammer B. Ruther. Dansta will be joining Eric shortly in the mystical meadow, in which he swings. Taking out, bopping that hammer, bro. While Dansta is doing his best to catch up and overrun. Eric has unlocked that door and unlocked the next part of the level. How much more is there? Dansta finding the end, but no path to get there just yet. Ooh. Excuse me. Eric is finding himself a checkpoint. Very helpful. Dansta decided that he does not want to do a big open adventure level like this. Honestly, this is really cool. It's really reminiscent of the old like Game Boy games. It feels like almost a complete game. But that is definitely longer. But Eric manages to defeat it, tying up the game 3-3. Oh, it's close, and we're just under halfway through this match, folks. Dansta taking some hits, damage boosting through, grabbing some coins. Ooh, going for the tight jump, doesn't quite make it, but he had that mushroom to protect him. And all he's got to do now is wait, make sure he doesn't get hit by those saws, and climb on in through that blue tube. And there we go, grabbing himself his first checkpoint. Eric, oops, sorry about that. Eric is climbing his way right on up to the first section. While Dansta is going through a very similar looking section. Doesn't really seem like they switched the level up too much. But here we go, Eric grabbing the checkpoint, moving on to the same part of the level as Dansta. Gotta say, this one doesn't look too exciting, but it is also reminiscent of old Game Boy games. Ooh, and Dansta again getting hit by one of those Bowser fires before they even fully spawn. Fortunately, he did just hit that checkpoint, so he doesn't really lose any progress at all. Taking on the Bowser. The little Bows. Bop. Jump. Dodge. Oh, wow, he goes for the bop. Doesn't quite get it, but manages to somehow avoid getting hit by it. Wow. Great job. And Dansta makes his way through the Frosted Meadows on in to the finish box for his fourth clear, taking the lead. And Eric is catching up immediately, catching that fourth clear, tying us up. Will we be seeing overtime again? There's only so many ways to know. Got on-off mountain. It's an entire mountain built of on-off switches. Nothing else. Oh, there's a bonsai bill. We got some bouncers. Oh, we got a pretty fast, a quickly changing auto switch here. Oh, Eric not quite making the jump, falling down into the abyss. I wonder what what level he's gonna land on. Maybe he'll land in Wet Dry World. Who knows? We never know where in the sky we are, really. Dansta finding the checkpoint. That'll be nice to not have to do that section again. It is definitely a little bit difficult. And here he is working with this strange conveyor belt. Trying to figure out where to go, perhaps. He does know that there's a claw up there. Did he miss his ride? No, it is coming back for him. All right. He just had to go back and hit that on-off switch again. Moving on to the next section. Fortunately, this does look the kind of level, where if he does fall, he might get caught at a lower part of the level, not completely erasing all of his progress, but this is still quite the long level. Grabbing onto that vine and climbing his way up into the pipe. Eric working to get past that. He grabs the claw first try while Dansta takes the clear, keeping himself just a tad ahead, not even half a level ahead of Eric. Good job. This is very, very close. Very close match. With 4.5 minutes on the clock, I expect it to remain close. Next level is by Draco Malfoy. And Dansta simply runs across a bridge and finds himself a naked pipe. A sunburned naked pipe. Oh, and there's the sun and a bunch of thwomps. All right. The level definitely just stepped up its difficulty. Meanwhile, Eric is getting in through the victory pipe and grabbing himself his 5th clear as well, tying up the game again, only 40 seconds later. And Dansta decided to take the upper route, usually a good idea, and it pays off for him. Although it is a little bit slower. Dodging that sun, getting in the pipe. And finding another bridge full of thwomps. Oh, and he gets stepped on by that hammer bro riding a thwomp. Did not expect him to fall prey to that. Very unfortunate. Meanwhile, Eric is having trouble with these thwomps. Dansta moving forward over the tops of the thwomps. And will he first cycle the sun? Yes, he does. As he refines his speedrunning tactics. It's one of the very interesting things about this game. Every individual level is its own speed game. It's so much fun to see these players fail and try again and try different strategies and like really optimize their pathing. It's very interesting for things like that. Eric tries the first cycle of the sun but does not quite manage to make it, landing directly on him instead. Whew. That's gotta hurt, man. Oh no. Eric taking the very slow way of going over the top rather than letting the thwomps themselves reset. It does work for him though, and he should be able to just... Yep, he manages to get right past that sun. Didn't really lose much time anyway, due to waiting for the sun. Easily over and under those thwomps, and manages to find himself that checkpoint. Does not have to do that thwomp section again. Dansta, again, half a level ahead, taking the 6th clear. Moving forward, we got 1.5 minutes. Will Eric... It looks like we're gonna be bouncing back between Dansta and the lead, and both of them tied. Will Eric happen to be tied at the moment that the time runs out? We shall see. We have another on-off level. That's got to be one of the most common names of this entire game, on-off. Dansta trying to get through this, missing the first, or I suppose the second jump technically, but figures it out, gets in his groove. Looks like he's going to get through it. Will he make it through? And yes, he does. He takes the 7th clear. As Eric is right next to the goal, does not make it. I'm not sure. It looked like he might have actually gone in through a death door. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like he went through a death door. Yeah, Eric is Eric is in a tight spot. It seems very unlikely that he will be able to take this win, but fortunately he does already have a win. There he is, getting his 6th clear. Hey, the next level is actually very, very quick, so maybe if we all cross our fingers and like cheer, he might actually clear it before the time runs out. We might have another overtime. Let's see. This on-off level, 8-second world record. He can do it. He can do it. He's got one shot. One chance. Can he get in there? Yes, he has enough time. If he can do it perfectly, and he doesn't. Unfortunate. But again, he does have the win, which honestly, that's probably better for our purposes. We now have a 3rd match that really matters. Whoever wins this next set will be taking the win. We'll be taking the overall win. Very close. He at least did get to see the end there. And he's exiting. Both of our players are exiting. Very nice. Very nice. Working together. Looks like they're both wearing... it's a little hard to tell with Dance's camera, but I believe they're both wearing purple shirts. Good to know. We got purple brothers in the house. Feel like I should be wearing a purple shirt. Alright. Again, we are 30 minutes in this game, folks. Make sure to be drinking your water, staying hydrated, and cheering as much as humanly possible. Make sure you let all your friends know about these leagues. I mean, I think that's how I got into it. Very good to know. If you have friends who enjoy Mario, I'm sure they'd appreciate knowing that this is going on. Ooh. Trying to get through these springs. These spring levels are crazy. Not too much to say, really. Just dodging these springs. And Dansta manages to get through, deciding to go over the top. Eric trying the exact same strategy. Will it pay off? There are a lot of spikes. And he... Oh, he gets hit. He gets boinged right out of the ending there. He was like touching the goal and directly into that spike. Wow. What unfortunate luck right there. Dansta is in the lead with 1 clear. Meanwhile, Dansta with a lot of bells, and oh, what an interesting little level here. They're utilizing the mechanic that allows the thwomp to move the springs. And I guess it's just a waiting level, really. Checking the world record there, seeing if it's worth his time to stay on this level. Decides in its favor. This is definitely one of those levels where if you do not get it first try, you just skip it and move to the next one. But yeah, I think he could actually jump over it at this point. Not sure why he's waiting for those to fall, but he is. And that is giving Eric a little bit more time to catch up, and he does take the goal tape, finally taking the tie game up to 1-1. Dansta getting over. Ah, I see. He needed to wait on the thwomp because he has to ride it. Yes. Right, Dansta riding the thwomp to victory. Totally pays off. It looks like that was actually required, possibly. Taking the 2nd clear. Well done. And he got the world record. Good job. Good job, Dansta, all around. Eric moving forward to the thwomp riding level. We'll see if he has the same strategies. His strategy is to stand in between the thwomp and the wall. Interesting. I'm expecting him to give it another go. Yes, he is. Meanwhile, Dansta is in a Super Mario Brothers 1 level exploring. He's trusting the creator. He's going with the arrows, finding a door, and oh, not only is it a death door, but it's a time-consuming death door. He's just gonna restart there. Eric playing the waiting game, waiting for this thwomp. I mean, it really doesn't seem like a fun level. Also, we now know that Dansta's level is one that cannot be trusted. So that's, I mean, it's good that in that it'll help him avoid further trolls, but bad in that it's definitely going to be a less fun level here. Dansta moving as fast as he can, getting through, and Eric. I don't know if there's some some lag there for a moment or what. Man, there's a lot of stuff happening on Eric's side. He takes the clear and ties it up 2-2. Meanwhile, Dansta is stuck on this troll level. This could definitely be Eric's chance to potentially take the lead. Is this Picador? Is this Picador with a key? What is this? This is a mess. Alright, he has... Ooh, wait. He has the star, but he's not able to get through. Eric deciding not to trust the level creator right off the bat. Good on you. I mean, I don't want to discourage people from trusting level creators, but this one, we already know. Takes the dive into the lava. Perhaps was expecting something to catch him there. Meanwhile, Dansta knows the pattern, knows that it's safe to ride this, and is riding it right along, jumping onto the skull platforms. Starting him off. All he's got to do is sit there and let these things carry him off to victory. Eric deciding to skip that level. This is what I was talking about. That decision might put Eric in the lead. We shall see, because this level definitely looks like a load of hot garbage on the left here. And Eric seems to have found himself a more traditional ship level. Airship level. And he's searching around. Dansta's still playing around with this Picador nonsense. Eric trying to figure out where to go. He finds his ride up along with a bomb. He's kicking off of his ride. Safe. This is my platform. Dansta using that checkpoint to his advantage to just check all the doors until eventually one works. He brute forces his way through. Unfortunately, having the worst possible luck getting on the last attempt, but he does take the clear, putting himself ahead with 3 clears. Moving on to Mario M Adventure 1-4, the same level that Eric is running right now. Getting thwomped through the floor, sniped right on through the floor. Toadette marches on across this airship, picking up her armor once again, and immediately being thwarted by a chain champ. A chain champ. Alright, Dansta is not too far behind and is managing to dodge some thwomps. We'll see if maybe it's a progressive power-up. Finding a 50 coin, not even bothering to take the time to pick it up. Not worth his time, it is not required. And 1-ups don't mean anything. Meanwhile, Eric finding himself in a fierce combat with a flying Boom Boom in his private captain chambers. Oh no. We've got a chain chomp that doesn't seem to be able to get through. I don't think it's possible for them to fit through that gap. But I could be wrong. This could get harder fast. Captain Boom Boom down and out for the count. Meanwhile, Dansta is showing up with his Fire Flower. And Eric being spat out of that pipe directly on to the green orb of victory. Picking himself up a 3rd clear, tying the game. But Dansta is not far behind. If he can manage to take out Captain Boom Boom without, losing his own life in the process, then... Oh, and he does get taken out by one of the aerial soldiers. Starting over from the beginning, skipping the level. Officially putting Eric very slightly in the lead. Just having been in this level a little bit longer. And both of our players are in almost the exact same position now. Oh my gosh, it looks like they're synced up perfectly. It's like one person playing 2 characters. Ooh, Eric barely dodging the swamps, throws the POW at him and misses. Unfortunate. And decides to go over the level, taking that leap of faith. Doesn't decide to do a wall jump, but it pays off. He finds himself both a star and victory, putting himself up in the lead 4-3. See if Dansta has a similar idea. It looks like he I think he might have. It's hard to tell. With that, the Thwomp did just kind of peace out underneath him, but great cheese on Eric's part. Good job putting himself back up into the lead. And again, this match is for the big win, the big W. Dansta not going for the cheese. Deciding to play normally, which will definitely be much slower. Eric traversing the fiery depths over here. Poda boost peeking their little heads up, just letting you know that they're there. Eric throwing the shell at the on-off switch. I'm not sure what Dance is doing over here because we did not get to see this previously. He gets the big Ouija. Decides to go over the top here because it's really his only option now. I guess kind of found cheese. I mean, he's making it work. Getting through, grabbing that star that he needs to get through this little spike maze. It's very interesting getting to see the rest of the level that Eric just didn't bother playing. And oh no, does he have to go through it again? That cheese was huge. In fact, it's so big that when Dan stuff sees he has to do the level again, he's just ending that level immediately, while Eric is finding himself a 5th clear over in that lava castle. Boom Boom's lair. Whew! Eric is ahead with a hefty lead. Simple Woods Course 1-2. So simple, in fact, that advanced maneuvers like that are proving detrimental. Eric's sniping enemies with his shells, but he does get taken out by a Cheep Cheep. That Cheep Cheep takes him down. It says, "Hello, I will defend my home. Fear not, my loyal comrades." Bop. Ooh, getting himself bopped by some lightning, got some Galoombas, and we got spikes that the claws are swinging from. I did not notice that. I'm not sure he did either, but now we know. Avoid the claw spikes. And he finds the checkpoint. He's seen it many times, but he finally manages to tag it. And let's see, he's going down this here red pipe. Into a boss fight with yet another Boom Boom. Man, Boom Boom, you are popular tonight. What's going on? Dansta finding his own way through Boom Boom's castle. Is this a boss fight with Boom Boom himself? Yes, it is. It's a double Mad Lad, and one on each side of the screen, but in 2 different levels. Who would have thought? Dansta escaping to the ceiling area, taking a fire flower for the road, and booking it through those doors. And here he is, finding that sweet, sweet X. Bringing it up to 5-4 in Eric's lead still. Dansta is working on catching up, though. I believe he will also be moving on to this kind of ridiculous poison forest level. With our hindsight powers, we know that skipping it's probably a good idea. But Eric does find the flag finally after a long, arduous journey. He does find the flagpole, getting himself 6-4. Get this guy a trash bag because his lead is hefty. Young Sheldon. Sorry. Young Sheldon, referencing that like ABC Family series or whatever. Young Sheldon. Good pun. Dansta throwing his hands up. Deciding to stick with it. That checkpoint is deceptive. It is giving them false hope. Eric, working to... I'm not entirely sure what the goal of this level is, honestly. I'll try and figure it out. I'll Dansta fights Boom Boom 2.0. He abandoned his invisibility cloak and gained wings instead. In my silence, I am still trying to figure out this level, but Dansta does get the win, taking himself a 5th clear, or not quite tying it up, but shortening the gap 6-5 in Eric's favor. And Eric, oh, he finds the way out, but he needed the mushroom. The Lakitu came in and wrecked his day. Oh, he is still a full level ahead of Dansta, though, a full clear ahead, but Dansta is working working against him to try and fix that. He only has 1 minute left, so it is actually looking likely if Dansta's able to clear this in the next minute. Oh, Eric does manage to make his way through, though, and he does take the 7th clear. That might be the nail in the coffin for Dansta here. Eight, 21 seconds to defeat that level. And at this point, I don't think it's possible, but we'll see. We'll see if Dansta can catch up. Not if he's doing this, he can't. At that point, he is skipping the level, and I believe we're going to call it. He's actually calling it himself. He's ending everything. So here we go. EricVanWilderman, folks. You saw it here first in his debut match. He takes the win. 2-1 wins. And the final match 7-5. Thank you all for sticking around, watching with us. Again, we are looking for more commentators, so feel free to hit us up at the Discord server, which you can access by typing in ! followed by Discord in the Twitch chat. Stick around for John Wayne versus our very own EricVanWilderman for back-to-back matches. John Wayne was also performing earlier today. It was also his debut match, so they will be playing their second matches of the league today. Thank you. This has been Maximum Color. Have a lovely night and enjoy the show.
They are synced now. Do whatever. In the lead again.
Wow. Side for sure from Cheese. Okay, doing it moving. Oh no, the Cheese falls!